Why the chosen ones prefer solitude? Here's the answer. Do you really believe you're here by chance? That this feeling of not fitting in, this restlessness eating at you from the inside, is just a passing phase? Stop and think, why do you, out of so many people, feel this so deeply? It's not just some quirk of your mind or a mere personality trait. It goes much deeper. For some, this feeling is a sign, a calling that can't be ignored. What if this calling is God Himself stirring you, pulling you toward a truth that few have the courage to face? The chosen ones often carry a unique purpose, a mission that transcends logic and daily life. They possess a heightened sensitivity, a spiritual awareness that connects them to something greater, something sacred. This awareness isn't easily understood, as it's rare to find others who share the same intensity in their connection to the divine. Because of this, the feeling of isolation becomes a constant presence, a mark of someone who is different, someone who's walking a path not meant for just anyone. For these chosen ones, solitude isn't simply about being alone, but about being in silence, in communion with something greater. In that silence, they find a space to listen to their inner voice and to God's voice speaking softly and compassionately. This solitude becomes a time for connection and spiritual renewal. Many might mistake this need to withdraw as shyness or introversion, but it's really a response to a spiritual call that beats in the hearts of the chosen ones. Those who carry this sensitivity understand its impact on everyday life. Small gestures, glances, words, and environments carry greater weight, directly affecting the spirit of those who walk through this world with an open soul. This sensitivity is a gift, a way of connecting with the spiritual realm that helps them discern between what is superficial and what truly matters. They notice what others overlook, and through this awareness, they strengthen their connection to God, reaffirming their purpose in life. In this sense, solitude becomes essential. Just as Jesus often withdrew to pray and reflect, the chosen ones seek silence and introspection to align their energy and find peace within themselves. It's not just a need, it's a sacred practice. It's a space where the soul is renewed and restored, where the chosen one finds answers that the outside world simply cannot provide. It's in these moments of solitude that God's voice becomes clearest, showing the way, guiding each step on their path. The Bible offers many examples of solitude as a spiritual practice, underscoring the importance of silence and reflection in a life connected to the divine. Moses, for instance, spent days in solitude in the desert before hearing God's voice on Mount Sinai. These moments of introspection and communion were necessary to prepare his soul, to make him capable of leading his people. The weight of spiritual leadership is immense, which is why it's crucial for the chosen ones to have these moments of solitude, where they can strengthen themselves and align with the divine purpose. Those called to spiritual leadership bear a deep responsibility, a commitment that requires strength, but also humility. They understand that this leadership isn't for show. It's to be lived with quiet resolve. And like Moses, many chosen ones face times of solitude and reflection to uphold that leadership. These pauses are a space to ponder their role, to hear God's voice, and to prepare for the mission entrusted to them. Besides solitude, another trait of the chosen ones is the difficulty in forming shallow connections. To them, relationships are not trivial. They seek something that truly nourishes the soul, something that makes sense on a deeper level. Superficiality doesn't appeal to them because it doesn't provide the spiritual sustenance they crave. Just as Jesus carefully selected his disciples, choosing those who shared his mission and vision, the chosen ones look for people who understand their purpose and are willing to walk beside them on this journey of life and spirituality. Often, this path leads to isolation, people around them can't understand the depth of their spiritual vision, which brings about feelings of misunderstanding and loneliness. To be chosen is often to be misunderstood, and this feeling accompanies those who are called to see the world from a unique perspective. They know that life has a spiritual dimension that goes beyond the ordinary, but few understand this way of seeing life. This isolation, however, is not a reason for discouragement. On the contrary, it's an opportunity to strengthen their connection to God and to the purpose He has set aside for them. There's a special beauty in the solitude of the chosen ones, a beauty that often goes unnoticed by the common eye. In a world that frequently views solitude as something negative, as a sign of weakness or lack of sociability, the chosen ones recognize it as a necessary gift to reach a deeper connection with God. Solitude is the space where they can dive into their own essence, where they can reflect on their values, beliefs, and above all, their purpose. For the chosen ones, this solitude doesn't signify emptiness, but rather an opportunity for alignment, a chance to hear the divine voice guiding them on their path. The modern world, with its frantic pace and constant distractions, fails to value silence. But the chosen ones know that it's in silence where the soul strengthens and answers emerge. They understand that solitude is not complete isolation, but a state of communion with oneself and the divine. In a world where people are encouraged to talk incessantly and seek constant external stimulation, the chosen ones recognize that true power lies in silence, in listening, in reflection. They know it's within this silence that God reveals Himself most clearly and profoundly, guiding them in the right direction. However, this doesn't mean the chosen must walk alone all the time. Even with this need for introspection, it's essential to find a spiritual community that shares the same values and resonates with this pursuit of divine connection, a community that understands the weight and beauty of being chosen, that supports and nurtures each member on their spiritual journey. The chosen ones know that the path is personal, yet there is strength and comfort in sharing experiences and lessons with others who understand the value of this search. Finding these deep and meaningful connections is one of the greatest challenges for the chosen. They know they can't settle for superficial relationships, as those don't nourish the soul. They long for bonds with purpose, connections with greater meaning. For them, being in a community that shares the same faith, the same quest for God, feels like finding a spiritual home, a refuge where they can be truly understood and accepted. Despite this, many chosen ones endure long periods of misunderstanding and isolation. They face judgment from others, who often fail to understand their need for introspection, their quest for meaning, and their dedication to a divine purpose. These judgments, however, don't deter them from their mission. They know that throughout history, many great spiritual leaders, like Moses, Abraham, and even Jesus himself, were misunderstood and criticized. This is a mark of the chosen, a testament that their path is unique and their mission is beyond others' opinions. The chosen ones understand that this spiritual journey is a gift, an opportunity for growth and evolution, but it's also a responsibility. They bear the weight of a mission that transcends the self and seeks something greater, something only God can reveal to them. Every step of the way, every moment of solitude, every difficulty and every lesson is part of this preparation, this spiritual training that readies them for the role God has entrusted to them. Solitude, which for many is a source of sadness, is a refuge for the chosen, where they find the peace and clarity needed to move forward. It's where they recharge, reflect on their mistakes and achievements, and regain the balance essential to continue. In this solitude, they find comfort in God's presence, a space where they can be vulnerable and authentic without fear of judgment. This vulnerability is what makes them stronger, more connected, and more aware of who they are and the role they play in this world. The journey of the chosen is not easy. It's filled with ups and downs, moments of doubt, and trials, but it's also a journey of discovery, growth, and revelation. Every obstacle they face, every instance of misunderstanding, every moment of silence and solitude prepares them for the great task ahead. They know that, in the end, God is by their side, guiding and protecting them, and each step brings them closer to fulfilling the purpose they were given. Finally, the chosen ones are called to share their journey with those who are ready to listen and learn. They are not here to impose their beliefs, but to light the way for those seeking answers and feeling the same call. Through their stories, teachings, and spiritual leadership, the chosen inspire others to seek a life of purpose, a connection with God, and an understanding of the value of solitude and silence. And for those reading this, who feel this call in their hearts, who know their path is unique, it's essential to remember that you are not alone. There is a community of chosen ones who share this same quest, this same purpose. We encourage you to share your experiences, to open yourself to this connection, to value your own journey, and to trust that even in moments of solitude, God is present, guiding and strengthening each of us along the way.